Yokoso konnichiwa and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2016 ITTF World Tour Super Series, the Japan Open. I'm your commentator, Adam Vavro, and that is our first competitor, Ching of Chinese Taipei. She's 24 years old, world rank number 15, the 14th seed in this tournament, and also number 15 in the race to Doha for the World Tour Grand Finals. And an outstanding player with quite a history, FENGTianwei from Singapore, world rank number 6, the 6th seed in this tournament. She's number 7 in the race to Doha. She's 29 years old, but plans to be playing for as long as she lives. People asked her during her Ask a Pro Anything, when do you plan to retire? She has no plans to retire. It is not part of the playbook for her. Our head umpire for this match, Satoko Sueyoshi from Japan. Our assistant umpire, Chusakun Valayanon from Thailand. And this should be an exciting battle. FENGTianwei has been very, I would say, unpredictable, having beaten some of the top Chinese players, taking titles here and there, but at the same time getting knocked out of tournaments from time to time by lower ranked players. Ching making improvements along the way, hitting hard from both sides. Some titles as well along the way. And at 24 years old, Ching still feels like she's developing her game on her way up. Had a chance to see her in the practice hall earlier today in good spirits. Now both of these players have great attitudes. Rarely do they seem stressed. And even though Ching has had some knee injuries, I do feel like most athletes seem to know how to sort of deflect stress. The best athletes seem to be quite good at handling it because stress is terrible on the body. And the body is very important for all these players. Talking to Samsonov the other night, at 40 years old, he says it's getting tougher and tougher. He really has to take more care of his body, from what he eats to his stretching to his physical conditioning, not pushing too much with the weights, but enough to make sure that he's staying fit. And the same can be said for these two players, taking absolute care of their physiques. Ching, you can see some of her credits on screen right there, throughout the World Tour from 2013 through 2016. Again, I think you'll be quite impressed with her power. Ching, very sweet person. If you have a chance to come see the World Tour live, you'd be surprised. The players are relatively accessible. Chance to get an autograph, maybe a picture, high five here and there. And Japan is doing it right. At the Japan Open, we're in a beautiful stadium here that's being tested out. The 2020 Olympic Games, table tennis, I believe, will be played in this arena. FENGTianwei right there with some of her titles. Bronze medalist from 2012 in the Olympic Games. And the last time China, men or women, have been beaten in the World Team Championships was in 2010 by the Singaporean women, and FENGTianwei was responsible for 2 of those points, winning both of her singles matches. An outstanding moment in table tennis history. And there's her coach, Chun Jabin, the new coach for Singapore. So head-to-head, FENGTianwei has won all 3 of the encounters between these two players. The Asian Cup in 2015 was the last time they played, FENGTianwei winning 3-1. Now, how did these players get here, you might ask? Good question. Ching started off beating Zhang Huajun from Hong Kong. It's an impressive win. It was 4-2, and after that, beating Kasumi Ishikawa in front of the home crowd, 4-3, 11-4 in the 7th. Very difficult task and a big upset. Kasumi Ishikawa, the top player from Japan, and on home court. FENGTianwei started off in the first round beating Matilda Ekholm, the Swedish player who's had an outstanding year qualifying for the Olympics. And after that, beating teammate Yu Meng Yu, 4-0. So now the test comes up again. FENGTianwei in the best of 7 with the serve. Step around forehand for the first point. Power from the forehand, Ching showing her strength. Now, while FENGTianwei is not known for her power, her placement, her angles, and the fact that she just gets to so many balls, keeps so many on the table, makes her very difficult. There's that extra bit of topspin from Ching, playing it a little more to the elbow side on the forehand, forcing an awkward shot a little from the middle. While both these players are good at it, FENGTianwei's inside-out forehand from the backhand corner is a very effective shot. Smart play comes rushing in to cover the middle of the table just in case, has Ching out in the backhand corner. It'll be a very difficult thing to calculate. Every time a player moves and as the ball travels, the percentages change as far as who's being favored. So positioning in a point, very important. Even when a player's lobbing, making sure that the feet are moving, players are agile and ready. You can see how much it matters. FENGTianwei vocalizing early on, fighting from the start. Again, we've got the top players in the world here. The big four from China on both sides, men's and women's, are here. So moving on to the final four would be a huge feat worth celebrating for either of these players. The counter off the bounce, FENGTianwei in control. And uses the spin wisely. Short stroke, catching it early. You can see the placement there, right on the elbow, forcing the awkward shot. The backhand to backhand game, a little bit more typical in the women's game. Shorter strokes, easier to cover the middle.
3-7.
Tries to keep the ball low from down below the net on the forehand side. Surprise, surprise, a long serve into the backhand. And if the delivery and the motion is the same as the rest of your serves, this is just the way to do it. FENGTianwei looks like she's ready to come in at first. Has to change her balance when she realizes the serve is deep. So 3 points in a row for Ching. It was down 2-7. Oh, out to the forehand side after a recovery shot from FENGTianwei. Camped out a bit too wide in the backhand court. And no time wasted. Ching sees the opportunity, and Carpe Diem seizes the point. I know that's not Latin for seize the point, but still, I think you see the point. 1 point game here. FENGTianwei still in the lead. And this time the powerful forehand of Ching finds the net and out. A big point for FENGTianwei to hold on to her lead. Opportunity was there, a little bit rushed, and FENGTianwei can't find the forehand side of the table. And out of all the shots in that rally, it was probably the best opportunity as far as speed and height on the ball for FENGTianwei to take advantage. Short side of the table's there again. FENGTianwei can't take it. From 2 to 7 down. 6 out of the last 7 points have been Ching. You never know, the 11-point game, a quick turn, and suddenly the momentum is switched. The opposing player has the upper hand. Beautiful shot, covers, extends, and keeps it closed out to the forehand side. A very focused Ching takes the lead. That is a crisp shot. A punching block out to the open court. Because that falls more into the punch category than the block category. Very aggressive, just covers it well. Outstanding effort from Ching, and a very earned show from FENGTianwei. So much work to win that point. That wide forehand from Ching, can't believe it was recovered. Then lunging back, trying for a backhand counter loop off the table. Top of the net now, Ching with the game points. And who would have thought after being down 2-7, the scales were unbalanced. And now they're quite close to balanced. But Ching with a second serve and a chance to take the game. Deep on the table with the backhand, it's Ching who sneaks it through, pulls it out, 11 points to 9 over FENGTianwei to take game 1. We'll be back for game 2. Stay right here. And we're back for game 2. FENGTianwei started off fired up. Well, as I would say, put out, as Ching doused the fire and took game 1 11 points to 9. Now Ching starting off with the serve for game 2. Long serve to get quickly into the rally, showing confidence. Very forward drive shot from the backhand side. I think FENGTianwei is going to have to try and stay a little bit more on top of the table. It's easier said than done. Ching playing wide balls with pace. Quality pushes, but the short side of the table can't land the loop. Beautiful block, Ching exploiting the open forehand side once again. Now with the full strokes that FENGTianwei takes, the racket speed and how active her body is on these shots, it's impressive that she stays in such strong form. Said she wants to play to be older than Li Jiao. Decades to play. We'll see. Again, a very physically demanding game from FENGTianwei. Ooh, side of the table, nothing. Counter loop from down low after a floating chop from Ching. Now I talked to you a little bit about how FENGTianwei has taken down some of the top players in the world. Last year at the Asian Cup, 2015 Asian Cup Finals, beat Liu Shiwen. Soft touch keeping it low, Ching, no easy opportunity there. Now look at that, that's an overwhelming rally placement winners for FENGTianwei to the backhand side. Between her inside out forehand and just the backhand to backhand game.
5-3.
Seems like there's no question about where she should put her money, what chips, I guess what squares her chips should be on. But again, breaking patterns to exploit the open backhand. If you only play to the backhand and it gets too predictable, you're gonna have to figure something out to open up the opportunity again.
3.
But as they say, strike it while it's hot. Until it becomes, I guess, until the resources run out, keep going for that backhand point. Play the backhand corner. Bending shot, Ching a bit aside with her topspin there. This is almost the opposite situation of last game. FENGTianwei was up 7-2 when Ching started her comeback. Right on the white of the line, opening backhand. A rare occasion for FENGTianwei, but it's going to keep Ching honest and guessing where the ball's going. The importance of breaking the pattern. Excellent placement right into the body as FENGTianwei breaks out to the forehand side. Again, hitting behind the momentum. Could we be seeing a reverse of last game? Again, in the 11-point game, the turns come quickly. Doesn't take quite as much to change momentum. Bit of extra spin on that backhand causes some trouble for Ching on the counter. Smart placement from Ching again, last minute, getting around the ball and taking it deep out to the forehand side. 2 shots in a row before playing the middle, and now she's got 4 game points. Looked like she was considering taking it up over the table. Waits for it to drop for the opening loop. 1 game point saved by FENGTianwei. Break off the top of the net, a little fortune, but a spinny shot from Ching, and she goes up 2 games to 0 over FENGTianwei, and we'll be back for game 3 after this short break. And the players are back for game 3. Ching there in pink from Chinese Taipei versus Singapore's FENGTianwei. FENGTianwei struggling right now. Down 0 games to 2, starting with the serve. Some power from Ching's backhand. And on both wings, she's shown us she's got racket speed. She's also taking her shots boldly early on in the rally, getting FENGTianwei off the table just a little bit. Inside out forehand falls short. I'm impressed right now. FENGTianwei even a little bit behind the table, keeping enough pressure on. Really working for those forehand shots. I think changing up her service here. Let's see. Between an occasional long serve, maybe something a little short of the forehand. Edge break for Ching. Again, though, at this level, a short serve, it's much more common to see, say, a half-long serve. Anything that's clearly one or the other, player has an easier decision to make. And without that hesitation, it's tougher for you to get the third ball you want. Smart play. FENGTianwei working the angles, one of the things she's best at. We know Ching's got the advantage in power. You can see right there the service placement from Ching, what's to be expected. Backhand side for FENGTianwei. Sure enough, there it is, deep into the backhand. Catches FENGTianwei off balance. Almost recovers the ball deep on the table. Took a good chunk out of the net there, really slowed the ball down. Top of the net and the back edge. As Bella Livshin says, double happiness. Ball sponsor and how the last point was won by FENGTianwei. Yeah, not much you can do about that. We've had varied starts to games so far. FENGTianwei with a strong lead in the first, ended up losing the game 11-9. Started a bit of a comeback in the second game, but still 11-7 for Ching. It's a tough situation right here for Ching. She's bringing in the heat, keeping the loops deep on the table and consistent, and FENGTianwei just changing up the direction in the blocking game, keeping the pace on. Short stroke sort of counters. The ball almost came down. Wouldn't be the first time today we've seen some mishits or net balls come up high and still come down on the table. Samsonov had one off the edge of his racket against Zhang Jike that created a pretty interesting point. Just missing the edge. But a side spin introduced early on, and Ching is losing control of this game. Or I guess you could say FENGTianwei's taking it. Probably the better way to say it. Look at this. Aggressive plays. Got Ching way off the table. Little break off the edge for Ching. Very faint edge. But loud enough that the umpire heard it. Heavy spin starting to come back. We've seen Ching do it before. FENGTianwei's got to keep her focus here. Seems like occasionally Ching gets away. We got a timeout here. Ching gets away with a softer, spinnier shot. And if FENGTianwei doesn't pounce on it, the follow-up attack from Ching is enough to cause some real trouble. As far as patterns go, FENGTianwei knows this. A lot of players you can see, and they're in the backhand corner and they get the step around attack. She gets Ching to step around and take a forehand. Ching's young and fit. She's 24 years old. She steps around. She's going to break back wide to the forehand side to cover the open table. It's a great time, instead of trying to beat her down the line out to the forehand side, to block it right back into the backhand corner. Sometimes two in a row. Enough to cause someone to be off balance. And even if they make the shot, it's usually going to be a much weaker shot. It takes real confidence and strong legs to wait until the point of contact to break out to cover the forehand line when you're in the backhand corner. This is much like some of the more challenging irregular drills people do,
7, 8.
where the ball seems completely random. Corner to corner, here we go, Ching. Starting off with the serve here. Earns herself a nice high third ball over the table, comes in quickly to catch it. Very subtle contact. Looked like underspin, I was with FENGTianwei on that. But not much underspin on it at all, and it's popped up. Heavy push for the continued streak. The comeback of Ching steps into the lead. A little bit tepid there. Ball coming into the backhand side, and Ching knew where she wanted to go with it. Seemed like she hesitated, tried to soften up a bit. Sometimes taking a more aggressive shot counterintuitively is a little easier to control if it's what you're used to, muscle memory and whatnot. And the seesaw continues. FENGTianwei now with game point against Ching's serve. And that was the pattern. Keep her pinned in the backhand court. It's the safest block, and you could see Ching tries to break out to cover the forehand side. Is caught off balance. Smart play from FENGTianwei to take it 11-9. Getting closer and closer. Game 4 just after this short break. The players are back for game 4. FENGTianwei now in it with one game down 1-2. Ching starting off with the serve. Smart play right down the line. Quick, no hesitation there from Ching. Excellent body control. FENGTianwei stays on top of the heavy spin loop out to the forehand side. A whole lot of spin on that ball. Really has to turn to cover. Standing rally, a little help off the top of the net, but still both of these players very focused in the backhand to backhand portion of the rally. Ching breaking it out wide to the forehand with a bit of side spin. Right on the line, a little bit off the top edge. The opening shot in that rally, FENGTianwei did about a triple pump, going back and forth between a push and decided to go for the attack. Ended up paying off for her. Despite a solid long serve right at the baseline of the table in the middle, Ching didn't get much of an advantage. FENGTianwei with a strong receive. Standing play, similar pattern started, blocked deep into the backhand corner with the cross-court shot. Ching then quick to step around. Here it is, has a little bit of time, anticipates the ball coming back to the same place. Now, as far as experience goes, FENGTianwei in 2016 has already taken a title, just recently winning the Slovenia Open. Ching played the finals on the World Tour not too long ago. It was in Austria against Han Ying last year. Look at that movement. FENGTianwei coming all the way around a forehand deep in the backhand corner and then wide out to the forehand. Watch this one more time. One step, several shuffles, hits it on the run. Very active game. And completely exposing the open forehand. FENGTianwei spins it on, controls it right down the line. This is where peripheral and just sort of a sense of your opponent, not only that, but knowing the patterns of what you're opening up. FENGTianwei was very clear on where the open table was.
5-8.
And I was comparing the experience. While Ching played the finals last year in Austria, FENGTianwei took the Asian Cup in 2015, took 3 titles on the World Tour in 2014, and already has one in 2016. So FENGTianwei the favorite as far as experience and head-to-head goes.
8-6.
Looked like Ching got something in her eye. Fooled on the serve. Light topspin from the inside out. And the third ball attack for FENGTianwei. I think it's a combination of the technique, the focus, and the hair, but FENGTianwei has some of the best slow motion shots I've ever seen. Well played. placed right on the line. As fast as FENGTianwei has shown us she can be, Ching still finds ways to hit the ball out of reach. Or at least to challenge FENGTianwei on the wide wing. Long serve, but just missed time. And FENGTianwei now with 3 game points. Chance to tie this up at 2 games each. And there it is, FENGTianwei 11-7 takes it to a tie game. We'll be back for game 5 to see who steps into the lead just after this short break. Stay here. As we come back to the table, FENGTianwei right there in yellow, tied up 2 games apiece. Not a peach. That would be weird. Ching there, a little loss of momentum. After winning the first 2 games, each player has won 38 points exactly up to this point in the match. And as the players figure out the patterns that break each other, continue adapting to the, I'd say, changes made, quality of points get better and better out here. Outstanding power, Ching leaping for that backhand early on and then finishing with the forehand. See this one more time. Really getting her body into every shot there to finish that point. Like FENGTianwei thought maybe that shot was missing. A little bit late to cover. It's a rare occasion at this level to see a player stop or sort of let up because they think the point is over. So impressive how Ching can take that ball from just an inch behind the table and spin it up for a quality shot. This comes with the confidence of tons and tons, tens of thousands of practice hours. And still not a point on the board for FENGTianwei after winning the last 2 games. From that camera angle, you could see how low the ball was traveling to the net and how much ground it's covering, how fast it's actually moving.
7, 9.
FENGTianwei I saw come back from down 0-7 to win 11 straight points. And it was actually in Japan 2 years ago. The Japan Open 2014. So far, we haven't seen any signs of that turning on. Now, if Ching gets a 10-0 lead, it opens up a conversation you can find on Table Tennis Daily and other forums, maybe. And the conversation of the mercy point does not need to happen. Fun conversation to have. But Ching has lost her first point, up 9-1, at least in this game. Looked a little bit stiff in the back. Ching not able to lift the heavy, deep push. We'll never say never. FENGTianwei again, 11 points in a row in Japan 2 years ago. Still a long way to go, but has taken 3 in a row from down 0-9. Smart play. FENGTianwei keeping it in the backhand corner, but Ching takes it for a backhand winner. And now 7 game points. And there it is, 11-3, a dominant performance in Game 5. Ching goes up 3 games to 2 over FENGTianwei. We'll see if the next game's the last or if FENGTianwei sends it to a deciding 7th. Stay right here to find out. As the players come back to the table, Ching right there, winning 3 games to 2 over FENGTianwei. Pride of Singapore, the top of the screen. Power and precision, changing up the placement, playing the short side of the table. After a quality long push into the body, FENGTianwei still can't take advantage. Ching gets the upper body out of the way and spins it a little more shallow on the table. A similar pattern to last game. Starting to talk about the mercy point. The last time I recall seeing one in a tournament was the Polish Open 2015. Fan Zhendong was up 10-0 against Stefan Fegel in Game 1. And everyone thought, this is going to be a blowout. So Fan Zhendong wins 11-1. In the next 2 games, Stefan Fegel comes back to win. And then things got serious. But right now, as far as seriousness goes, Ching taking care of business seriously out here. And that's the risk. step around that much. Play it to the middle or the short side of the table, and the angle opens up for the cross-court shot. Quality deep push on the table, earns a softer loop. FENGTianwei, beautiful setup. You can see FENGTianwei right now is just really getting into the ball in her blocks. They're not passive blocks. She's really putting her weight into it, coming from behind, keeping the pace on the ball. This is the power of Ching's shot too. I think FENGTianwei has to take control. You can hear how tacky that rubber is on the forehand side. The low bounce when it's near the racket. Outstanding effort once again. FENGTianwei saves the ball, hit right into the body, and turns to get the next shot with the forehand for a winner. Covers the body. The jumping shot in the middle, backs up and comes right back in. These are the types of shots that you see where they edit in the flames on the back of the racket, leaving trails of smoke behind. And that's 4 straight points for FENGTianwei to tie it up. Was down 0-4. Started to feel like the match might be on its way to over. But FENGTianwei, the fighting spirit. Look at all the serve placement into the backhand for FENGTianwei. Now she's on the receive. In general, for a right-handed player versus a right-handed player, you're going to see a lot more serves into the backhand court. There's more room there. Margin for error for the half-long serve. Outstanding point. The dance continues. Both players trying to work the angles, paint the corners of the table. From that far off the table, Ching comes right back in. Suddenly she's at the back of the table again. And it really takes some difficult multitasking to hit quality shots and still be thinking about regaining your balance and control of the table, especially while the opponent's close to the table.
6-5.
Ching tripped up a little bit in her step. Looked like she was expecting a shorter serve. Misreads. Talking earlier about the quality blocks from FENGTianwei. Ching gives it right back. Redirecting, breaking it back out into the middle of the table. It's a 2-point lead again for Ching. Remember, she started off 4-0 in this game. Forced into submission on the receive. Looked like she had determined she wanted to make a forehand shot, realized the ball wasn't going to come off, and tried to play defensively from the back line. FENGTianwei finds the middle on her forehand shot. Again, the placement here is everything. Loads a topspin, low enough to the net, but right on the crossover point. Ching can't make a good counter. And that's a strong shot, low to the net, deep on the table. Ching just unloading her power on this. Watch one more time. So wide and so fast. A little bit late to get in. Ching sees the opportunity. Hindsight is always 20/20. I think the safer shot here to go with is the cross-court one. But sometimes we'll see players confidently come in, wait just an extra moment, loosen up the wrist, and hit it back behind the player as they break out wide. And I think that's what Ching regretted not doing, as she showed with her shadow play there. Sometimes when you have the put-away shot, taking the extra moment to see where the opponent's going will give you a huge advantage, even for a soft touch shot after that. And now we've got match point for Ching. Again, Ching has never won a match against FENGTianwei, 0-3. But if she wins this point, she'll be creating history. The counter hits the net, tries to hit it behind her. FENGTianwei saves a match point to tie it up here at deuce in the sixth. Another match point for Ching, a well-placed serve. And of course, it's not just the serve, it's the threat of the third ball that puts the pressure on FENGTianwei to make such a quality receive. And there it is, Ching takes down FENGTianwei for the first time in her career on the World Tour. 24-year-old Ching of Chinese Taipei, world rank number 15, has knocked out world rank number 6, the legend 29-year-old FENGTianwei of Singapore. And Ching will move on to the women's singles semifinals. And what a performance it was. 4-2. You can see the scores right there. We've got more singles coming up. And it's going to be Simone Gauzy of France versus Fan Zhendong of China. You won't want to miss that one. Stick around. It's coming up after this short break. You're watching the Japan Open.